This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Netflix. Go to netflix.com/TYT for an awesome free trial membership.
And now it gets into my favorite clip, and it's nice because it's getting history wrong. And it's very appropriate this week for Michele Bachamnn that she would get history wrong because she stepped into it this week regarding slavery. Here she is using the blood and sacrifice of others for her own benefit.
Because of you, Congress is responding, and we're just beginning to start to undo the damage that's been done the last few years. Because we believe in lower taxes. We believe in a limited view of government and exceptionalism in America. And I believe that America is the indispensable nation of the world. Just the creation of this nation itself was a miracle. Who can say that we won't see a miracle again? The perilous battle that was fought during World War II in the Pacific at Iwo Jima was a battle against all odds. And yet this picture immortalizes the victory of young GIs over the incursion against the Japanese. These 6 young men raising the flag came to symbolize all of America coming together to beat back a totalitarian aggressor.
These 6 young men.
These 6 young men at Iwo Jima.
Just such a disastrous.
Abu Ghraib.
Right, Abu Ghraib. Now, I was focused here on my notes. She did say the phrase "against all odds" somewhere in there, didn't she? Yeah. So, look, I didn't bring it up, right? I didn't. I go in today. I didn't bring up Iwo Jima. So, look, we, and I'm going to bail out a little bit here because, my father fought in World War II and he served in France and in Germany and he fought bravely and he has a Bronze Star. Guys shot at him. He shot back. And we fought really bravely at Iwo Jima. American Marines did. And all across the Pacific, it was horrible fighting in the Pacific. And we were hungry a lot of the time, and reinforcements were totally messed up. And it was wet and rainy and horrific hand-to-hand combat and terrifying. But when she says that that our fight at Iwo Jima was against all odds, it's just not true. There was no way we were going to lose at Iwo Jima. Our victory was preordained at Iwo Jima. There were like 20,000 Japanese entrenched at Iwo Jima. They had no reinforcements. They had no food. They had no way to retreat and no reinforcements. They had no way off the island. And they had a mandate to fight until they died. So they were dead. And here's what happened. They had like, I don't know the exact numbers, but they had like 20,000 guys there. We took like 200 prisoners of war out of 20,000. So the other 19,000 and change we killed, or they killed themselves. And some may have escaped. But, and so we knew the whole time we were going to win. It was just a question of when, and they slugged it out, the Japanese did, and drew it out. And so it became incredibly brave how our soldiers and how our Marines performed there. And it was horrible, and it was terrible. But again, it wasn't against all odds. The people against all odds was the Japanese. The odds were so against them that they lost. They couldn't possibly win. And then it just, as I see her do this, it just struck me that she is, again, using the blood and the sacrifice of others, of what she doesn't have any idea what she's talking about, and using their blood and their sacrifice for her political purposes.
Right.
And it's disgusting. It's nauseating because she didn't know what she's talking about. She didn't know what happened at Iwo Jima. She didn't know what happened in any sort of important battle of the Pacific. She didn't know anything about slavery. She didn't know anything about World War II. She didn't know anything about anything. I'm not some World War II historian. I just like it a lot. I don't like World War II, but I care about it. I like the history about it. I read about it, and I know. Hell, I watched the Pacific on HBO, is where I learned a fourth of what I know about what happened in the Pacific during World War II. I already knew we overwhelmed them at Iwo Jima, and I already.
Abu Ghraib.
Right. I'm sorry, at Iwo Jima.
Right.
So Michele Bachamnn, and by the way, and to the 6,800 Americans, Marines, mostly Marines, who died at Iwo Jima, Michele Bachamnn is she's like, it's not that big a deal, I guess, but she's dishonoring you. She is.
Right. It's really interesting that you say that, though, because you obviously know the history of it. You know what happened at Iwo Jima, but do you think that the people who are listening to her, A, are really paying that close attention to what she's saying, and B, know the history of what actually happened. To them, they're saying, oh, Michele Bachmann says that it was against all odds. How incredible. You know, they just listen to her speeches and they believe whatever it is that she has to say. I mean, what I'm trying to say is it's very difficult to find people who dissect what these Tea Partiers say sentence by sentence like you do.
Well, I mean, you hope that that's, you know, what we're doing and what Cenk does, and what, you know, we hope what other people. That's all we can do.
Get a load of Netflix. They deliver the movie to your house, no late charges, free shipping.
You can watch thousands of movies or TV shows straight on your PC or on your television through a gaming console.
Netflix.com/TYT. Free trial membership. You get Netflix all over you.